and a huge thanks for your interest and participation in Veritas Vault. Now, this is your dashboard here. All right, once you've connected your wallet, which I've already done, everything you need is here, right? We've built it very simple, powerful, and transparent. And with our app, okay, and the help of our very supportive community, you'll absolutely have everything you need to succeed. So let's go ahead and jump in. So as I mentioned, it's already connected to a testing wallet here. Now this is a live environment, okay? So we'll begin by reviewing our current stakeholders. Total market cap can be visible anytime, 24 hours a day. Treasury balance, and on this side, you see your staked VVA amount. Like I said, this is a live account for the DAO primarily. I actually have already staked some bonds, and they've had time to vest and mature, so we'll be claiming that. And then any lottery jackpot wins will appear here, okay, if you won, so you don't always have to go back and check here. And this is actually accounting of all of the level, rewards that I've received to date, okay. So first off, I've already connected this to MetaMask. And I have $761 to play with. I have a little bit of BNB, which you all should as well, to cover your gas fees. And I have 166 VVA already banked in the wallet. All right, the first thing that I want to show you is how to buy VVA. So as I mentioned, I have 166 available. So I'll go to the Buy VVA page. Right here, we've made it very convenient, so you don't have to go to PancakeSwap. If you're not familiar with DEXs, that's totally fine. Just log into your dashboard, and here I can click Max, and then my entire DAI balance will actually convert into 1,043 and change of VVA token. So I want to leave a little bit for bonds, because we're going to demo that as well. So let's just say right now we do, let's just make this a 1. So we'll go ahead and buy 159, or basically $160 worth of DAI, which will give me 220 VVA tokens. Now, once I click the swap, there's a couple of things. Just please follow my mouse, and I'll highlight some things for you to make note of as I go through this. So let's begin. Swap. Just checking my balance. Approving the tokens, and this opens up my MetaMask pop-up. The first request is going to be a spending cap request, only for the amount of what you've entered. It's not over anything that you've already decided upon. So I click confirm, and it's submitted to the blockchain now. So I'll close the extension, and this is the process where it actually sends it to swap on PancakeSwap for you automatically, and we get another pop-up here that is the actual transaction request for your approval, and it shows you how much you're spending and how much you'll receive. Let's click confirm, and that was quick. Close the extension, and then you want to look up in the top right hand corner. So the transaction has been set, and it says swap successful. And if you need to hover over this, you can do that to stop the timer, and then the notice disappears. So what we'll do next is we'll return to our wallet, and you'll see that my VVA balance has gone from 166 to 375, just that instant. And my DAI balance has decreased by the amount that's left over from what I decided to buy with. So I hope this is really clear for you. The process, as you see, is very simple and very fast. So let's move forward to stake. Okay, so now that I've got my VVA, I would come here. I can review the current stats of our organization, all of the recent transactions, and you can stake or you can unstake VVA. Okay, all you have to do is click one of these two buttons. So we're gonna, right now, I already have a 24-hour holding balance of 26,632 staked VVA. Now, one of the biggest questions I get is like, how do I move from the holding balance to my currently staked amount? okay, which is very important. Because until you do this, until you claim after your 24-hour hold, you don't actually start to earn these rebase rewards. So to make things easy, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to claim this first. And then you'll see here, because I haven't done that yet. Okay, I think I've been holding these since we launched. Okay, so we're claiming the rewards now. Here's my transaction request as always. So all of my tokens, I'm going to click confirm. And now the transaction is complete. Very easy. So I close it. Let this work through its process, so try not to refresh or do anything. And that ding that you hear is actually my pop-up from my MetaMask saying that the transaction's been confirmed. So let's just sit here for a moment and wait to go through its process. And there we go. Rewards claimed successfully. And again, you don't want to click on anything, tap or get, impatient. So you'll notice, before your live eyes, that balance went from the 24-hour holding balance to currently staked amount. And this timer tells you when the next rebase rewards will be, distributed. So, basically in 5 hours, you can come back, and you would come here and check your balance, and see where you're at. But to come back to for a brand new person who wasn't already involved, this is how many BVA I have. Remember, here on MetaMask, it shows I have 375. So it automatically says, okay, I have 375 BVA available. So I can click max here to stake that entire amount, or I can keep some to the side. Maybe let's go ahead just to keep the numbers simple. Let's go ahead and stake 300 BVA. Once you stake it, that token goes from BVA to SBVA, okay? And also that amount you'll see in your 24-hour holding balance once this is completed. So I'm going to click stake for the 300, leaving myself 75. And again, just let it work through automatically for you. Just give it a little bit of time. And this process, as you notice, is a little bit longer than the staking, but you always get there. So here's our spinning cap request, again for 300. I click confirm. That process is fast. Click close extension. Again, that ding means that I have confirmed that on the blockchain, with 20 confirmations, by the way. And here we go. Now we're looking at the transaction. Okay, so let's click confirm. And then we'll close that. So we know that it's confirmed on the blockchain, which feeds back to the site, and it says token staked successfully. So I'll let that end. Okay. So there we are. So if you don't see this immediately, don't worry about that. What I would do is I would just simply refresh this. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Did I hit refresh too? Okay. All right. If for some reason that kind of hangs up for you, just let it wait a little bit. Okay, and it'll be fine. Let me do this again. It takes a little while to load, guys and gals. But yeah, so it's comes there. And again, don't let that worry you. We're going to work on optimizing the site and everything else. But there's a lot of endpoints we have to connect to for all this data. And I think today and moving forward, you'll see greater improvement there. But as you see, now I have 300 SBVA now staked for 24 hours. At the end of the 24 hours, and the reason I made it 24 hours to make it easy for you to remember. So just look at your watch and say, okay, at 24 hours or after, I'm going to come back here and click claim. And again, my staking balance here is working for me. And then if I choose, I have 75 BVA to work with in the future. I won't go into the lottery part of things too heavily right now, but if you stake over 100 VBA, then you get one ticket to the lottery for the weekly drawing. If you stake over 200 VBA, you're going to get one ticket for the weekly and then one ticket for the monthly. So a strategy would be to just stake a little bit every day and then let that compound. But talk to the person who invited you for their ideas on that strategy. Also, if you're not sure, how long you want to keep it, you can go ahead and I just did 300. So I can type in 300. You'll see here the next rebase percentage is 0.43. So as we always say, it's not exactly that amount, but it'll range up and down depending on our algorithm and the way the traffic's moving through the purchases and sales. So there's really nothing else to touch here, but let's just say 1 month. And we'll click calculate. You want to compound 100 per day. Today is the 15th, so I hit calculate. And then instantly, you get a good idea of what your yield potential could be. All right. So we're looking here at about 151 for 31 days of staking the token, approximately, which is approximately a 50% yield, as we all can see. So that's essentially how the staking works.